This is a practical demonstration of how to use the Nav Aid Rule when in flight for off-course corrections. I've got a map here, VTC or sec chart, and that's the Nav Aid Rule. It's a scales in 1 in 500,000 sec scale for measuring distances. But the important part are these arcs. Now let me demonstrate to you how it's used. Okay, we've decided to go on a trip from Pingley down here up to Cudderden. So we draw out our track, and there's the track that we want to make good. And prior to setting off, of course, we take into consideration variation, deviation and the wind. We apply the protection to get a heading to fly that track. Away we go, and we find that we've over a place called Quadruban Peak. We're certainly to the right of track. So we've got to do something, otherwise if we don't do something, that's where we're going to end up. That will be the track made good, well away from our destination. So we have to make some sort of calculation to return to a heading which will take us direct to Cudderden. And that's the Nav Aid Rule. Okay, how simple. You put the centre on the fix. That's our fix. Back to our origin, that's where we departed. And we pick the radial that'll take us to our destination. And by interpolating, it's about 12 degrees left. So our current heading, 12 degrees left, and in 35 nautical miles, we'll end up there. So simple. Let's say it was the other side of track, left of track. We've got a fix coming across the railway line here at Balclin. Again, the same principle. Set a point over the fix, back to where we departed from. And in this case, we need to move right 10 degrees, our current heading, right 10 degrees, and there we'll be there at about 23 nautical miles. How simple. Couldn't be any simpler, could it? How would you do it if you didn't have one of those? You'd be measuring the distance flown, the distance, all this distance to fly, or using a 1 in 6. By this time, you're anywhere. Now, there is a variation to the original Nav Aid Rule. It's called the Nav Aid Plus. It's called the Nav Aid Plus because we've got a prayer wheel in the centre. For those who want to revise their ETA or work out their current ground speed. Same principle. That's where we are, that's our fix. We come back here from our destination. So we've gone about 22 nautical miles, and assuming we took a time, let's say it was 10 minutes at the fix, so 22 nautical miles in 10 minutes gives us a ground speed of about 130 here, about 135 knots, or we've got 35 miles to go. In 35 miles it'll take us 16 minutes. Okay, so we know it's going to take us 16 minutes and we've got to go about 12 degrees left. That's an example of how the Nav Aid Rule is used. And I suggest that every pilot should have one in their pocket, or at least in their flight bag. Okay. Thank you very much. That's the end of my demonstration.